Oh, now it goes back to good. Hi guys, I am live, or I should be live now. I just remembered a while back. I've got some. I'll say some highs in a sec. I just remembered a while back. Just drinking my tea there, and I remember ages ago someone in a comment said, "Why do you drink tea on a live stream? It's so unprofessional." And I'm like, "What?" I was thinking to myself, "Dude, am I really going for professional? I didn't think I was going for professional." But anyway, yeah. So I will continue to drink tea on a live stream. We've got Peter in there, we've got George, we've got Chrissy, we've got BCP. I may as well just shorten it to BCP these days. I always say Bumcrack Picker, but everyone else says BCP, so I'm just going to say BCP. Hi everyone. Dr. Doodle Doo is in. All the regulars. I don't know whether I said Peter, I think I did. Anyway, yeah, so where's the tractor, lol? This is actually, I know you said about mountains and stuff, but this is actually basically one of the routes that I do a walk. So when I go for a walk, this is down the back, sort of I don't know how I would describe it, kind of like down the back of my house, but a little bit further than the back of my house. And yeah, it's basically like, this is the kind of view. So I took a little video, and then what I did was just took a still image from that video, and then, you know, put it into OBS basically. I was thinking of keeping the whole video in there, but you know, I thought it might be a bit shaky and stuff, and I didn't want it to be shaky and putting people off. So, yeah. Peter says, nice ads, looks good, thank you very much. Hopefully it's a little bit more mellow than the whole rainbow kind of hippie thing. But yeah, so if you like it, you know, just tell me. Because obviously then I know that if the majority of people like this kind of background, I just keep ones like these kind of rotating in and out, because I think that the country style backgrounds are quite good. Anyway, so Chrissy says, thought it was an episode of Country Life. Come on, lol. Oh, Country File. I thought you said Country Life then. I was thinking, because that's the butter, innit, Country Life. Anyway, we'll get on with it after I've had a slurp of my tea. So, yeah, today, oh God, right, one minute. I'm going to do my entrance that I said I would do, so I'm going to come in again, one sec. Oh God, I made a mistake. That was the worst acting ever, but anyway, I've made a huge, astronomical, stupid, ignorant mistake. I'm not going to swear, but I don't, well, stupid or ignorant isn't a swear word, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm not going to take it any further and swear, but I made a huge, bad, stupid mistake. And I'm going to say it, and people can slate me for it. People can say, what the hell were you thinking, Adam? It's terrible. Well, actually, maybe hell is a swear word. Some people consider it a swear word, so probably just swore there. Anyway, but what were you thinking, Adam? It's terrible. So I'm just going to say it. I mistakenly, and it is a mistake, it was just a stupid mistake, I mistakenly listed a carving knife on eBay, and I got a 3-day ban. So that's the mistake. Basically, I've been listing a lot of cutlery recently. I'm not going to try and defend myself. It was a stupid mistake. I've tried to think through unbiasedly about what I'm going to say today, because I want to be transparent. I don't want to be this kind of person who's just saying, well, oh, it was eBay's fault or anything. It wasn't. It was completely my fault. But what I will say is I've been listing a lot of cutlery recently, and for whatever reason, I don't know why I had this thought, but for whatever reason, I thought it fell under dining cutlery and that I was safe. But obviously it doesn't. It falls under knives, and it's obviously unsafe for eBay, unfit for eBay. They understood that. They pulled the listing. They gave me a 3-day ban. I went on the eBay chat, and then he talked me through a little bit about the policy and stuff, so that then I could educate myself so it wouldn't happen again. But it was a stupid mistake. I don't even know why I did it. You know, when you're quite ignorant about something and you just do something without even realising it, and it's like kind of just one of those stupid things that you do. That's what happened. That was what happened. It was completely down to me. I shouldn't be doing it as a seller of almost 3 years. I should have known that I couldn't list that. And I did know that, I know that you can't list guns, firearms, things like that. However, in my mind, I was thinking, like, oh, that comes under dining cutlery, but it doesn't, or cutlery used for eating, but it doesn't. Carving knives come under knives quite firmly. As I say, I should have known that, made a mistake. Feel free to slate me in the chat, give me hell, because I deserve it. I was wrong, I was a stupid seller in that moment. And yeah, I've educated myself on it now. I looked through policy as well, and actually, this will be quite funny for clothes sellers. In the eBay policy, it says, if you are selling used clothing, you should wash the clothing down to manufacturer's specific recommendations before selling it, right? So, in that case, all the people who sell used clothing on eBay who don't wash their items before listing them, you know, once they attain them, are basically breaking policy. So I thought that was quite funny, because everybody does, like so many people don't wash clothing. They might iron it or something, but they won't wash it. So it's like, that's in there, but like that kind of goes under the radar. So that was interesting to find out about, you know, the clothing side of things. But anyway, I made a mistake. I wanted to be transparent on, you know, on this chat. I don't like, I mean, I thought to myself, I could just not say it. I could just not say it on the chat. Everything will be fine. You know, and that's that. But I'm not like that. I wanted to be transparent. So, yeah, anyway. Gary says, here we go, Gary's got it. Never put carving knives in the title or description when selling cutlery sets. No, it wasn't even a cutlery set. It was like I had actually listed a carving knife with carving knife in the title. It wasn't that I had even, like, put a dining, you know, like a cutlery set on with dining knives and forks or whatever, and then put carving knife in the title. But yeah, it was, but I know what you mean, Gary, as well. Yeah, if I am listing, I am going to be super careful in future with knives. Like, I'm not listing, like, cheese knives or anything. I know that cheese knives are probably safe, but I think they're kind of borderline, and I don't want to risk it, so I'm not listing that. I'm even, like, having second thoughts, like, about when I'm listing Nerf guns, like the titling of listing Nerf guns and stuff, because you've got to be careful. I know that if they pulled your listing for a Nerf gun, you could end up fighting it a little bit more. But I don't want the hassle of, like, having a ban or whatever and having to fight it just from a silly mistake of putting something in the title of a Nerf gun that, you know, could trigger a bot, like, removing the listing or something. So, yeah, anyway. Adam Kelsey, but make sure you don't put a carving knife in the clothing wash. Yeah, definitely, don't do that. Mia is reselling. Is that... Mia is that the new, is that the channel I've just subscribed to the other day? I'll just check, one sec. I'm wondering, oh no, oh yeah, it is. Hi there, Mia, yeah, it is the person I was thinking of. Yeah, so, oh, have you done another video? I think I just noticed another video. Yeah, cheese knives are okay, but cake knives are a no-no. Yeah, it's one of those things, really. I'm just going to have to be careful in future. Yeah. Anyway. It's what it is. It is what it is. Nerf blaster, very true, not gun or anything like that. I was asked for ID to buy cutlery. I didn't realise there was a rule for basic cutlery. I thought it was just sharp knives. Yeah, so I should have known. It was a bad mistake. And it made me think, right, and this is going to lead on to the topic of today as well, the joint topic of today. An old opportunity renewed, I think I'd titled it. Yes, I actually remember the title instead of actually going up and checking out the title. But it made me think in that moment, like, what if? Because I was looking on forums and I was looking on Reddit and all these other places, and they're great. Don't you know? Don't get me wrong, they are good, but they do put the fear of God into you, kind of thing. Because I was looking at stories that someone just got banned, like, out of the blue. I was looking at stories that people were like 3-day bans and 7-day bans were then converted into terminated accounts. No, what am I trying to say? Not permanent account suspensions. Like they had a 3-day ban or they had a 7-day ban, but then for whatever reason eBay reviewed the case and then gave them a terminated account or whatever, or permanent account suspension. So I was looking at all that and then I was thinking to myself, this is not what I want. Like, I don't want, like, and I was thinking to myself, what do I have if eBay went down? If I just, like, if if I did something ignorant, if I made a mistake, and I then, you know, eBay gave me a permanent, you know, suspension, and I couldn't sell on eBay no longer. I know there's ways to get around it, maybe creating a new account, maybe creating a new account with a new IP address, all that sort of stuff. But what if I just, you know, couldn't sell on eBay in that respect? I tried to get around it, maybe I couldn't, or I didn't really want to get around it because I was annoyed at eBay for doing that, and I wanted to sell somewhere else. Well, or what else would I have? If, you know, what if eBay went down straight away, what else would I have? And I thought, well, I've got my cabinet, and that's like doing hardly anything. I've got my Amazon, but at the moment, as you all know, I'm not really sending in that much, so it's not making a lot of money. I've got like certain things like cryptocurrency, which makes me passively about £80 to £100 a month, but again, it's not a lot. I've got things like, you know, YouTube and Amazon Associates, Google AdSense. Again, £40 or £50 a month if I am lucky. You know, and views fluctuate as well. I've got, so, you know, I've got a couple of, I might have one or two other things that I can't think of, but that's about it anyway. So I think to myself, and most of, if you think about it, what I've just been saying there, most of my other income streams opposed from eBay are very, very low down on the scale compared to eBay. So then I was thinking to myself, well, I need something. And funnily enough, this gets into the new opportunity side of things. I was doing Photoshop. I had just recently downloaded Photoshop last week before the eBay ban. And basically I wanted to do better thumbnails and weird thumbnails. And I wanted to do like different things with my editing in terms of on my thumbnails. And I was learning that, and I watched a bit of PewDiePie, because he does like, he's done a couple of tutorials in the past. He was very helpful. I watched a lot of the other guys, you know, not so big, not as big YouTubers, but, you know, like kind of graphic design YouTubers, things like that. And I got into it, and I really liked what I was doing, and I got a bit addicted to creating thumbnails. I created quite a lot of thumbnails. I started asking people, you know, other YouTubers who you lot will be aware of, like, would you like me to do a thumbnail, like, completely free? Because I was like just getting addicted to doing thumbnails on Photoshop. And then I thought, you know what? And I said to my mum, because I told my mum about the ban, and I said to her, because I couldn't not tell her, you know, she'd find out anyway, and I don't like keeping things like that secret, because what I found in my experience, and this is only my experience, but if you keep these things bottled up to yourself, it's only going to make you more annoyed and frustrated inside. So I try and tell as many people as I can, even if it is something bad, because being truthful and honest like that just makes you feel better and more kind of grounded. But anyway, so I talked to my mum, and I was saying, I'm going to have to get a shop. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm going to get a shop, and then, you know what, I'm going to put a bloody knife in that shop, because eBay or no one else can tell me not to put a knife in that shop unless some sort of inspector came in and you weren't allowed it. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that eBay wouldn't govern me. No one would govern me to what I sell except me. And I want that. I want that feeling of there's not much outside of my control, obviously bar an act of God or something like that. A tree falls on the shop, or a fire starts, you know, unbeknown to me or whatever. But yeah, I thought to myself, I've got to get a shop. And then I was thinking, well, all the expense, and I'm trying to get a house, and you know, I'm having thoughts about getting a new car, and I'm like, it's just, there's no way I can do it now. There's just no way. So I got really down, and I thought, hang on a minute. What about Amazon merch? I was doing Amazon merch in January by buying designs, and I said this on video. I was buying designs, and because I couldn't really do designs, I wasn't very good at doing it. I mean, I could mock up a little bit on like Microsoft Paint or something, but I couldn't do any. I couldn't do Photoshop. I couldn't do Adobe Illustrator. I couldn't do any. I couldn't even master GIMP. I couldn't do anything with GIMP, and GIMP is like a little bit lower down than Photoshop. But anyway, so previously last week I had just mastered the basics of Photoshop over about 3 or 4 day period and mucking about with it and spending a few hours each day, you know, looking at the tools and going on YouTube and researching and self-teaching myself it. Anyway, so I think to myself, I could do a shirt design in Photoshop. And I pulled up Margaret, first off, Texas Gal Treasures, If you don't know Margaret, great for merch ideas, merch by Amazon. And I pulled up Margaret and I've started learning about the keywords and trademark and all that again. And I started a design. And what do you know? Once I started doing the designs and ideas were flowing, and I was thinking, yeah, this is great, I can do this, I can actually do this. And I started learning about trademark and the different websites that I need to be interested in that. And I over the past 3 or 4 days, I've managed to get about, I don't know, 12 to 14 designs. I'm on tier 25 of merch at the moment, and I've got 14 designs live, but I've also got another 2 ready to go. I already had a few designs like in the bank that had already sold on merch from the ones that I paid for, but I didn't have much success with them. But I did have enough success to take me up to 25. However, I only had 2 sales, so I don't even know how, I didn't get the full 10 sales, so I don't even know how I got tiered up. But anyway, so I was doing these designs, and now I'm just so, like, I'm addicted to doing merch designs. Like, I got a D in art. I got a D in art at GCSE. I didn't even do graphic design as an option in school or anything. I did not think I was suited for art at all, or graphic design, but it turns out with Photoshop, I really enjoy it. And yes, I'm not the best designer, I'm nowhere near perfect, I'm only just starting, but it's about the enjoyment for me, and I just absolutely love it. And the good thing about merch is it's very like YouTube. Like, if you know YouTube, if you know the tags you have to do to try and get searches, like, for example, if I was doing a video on how to, let's say, I don't know, how to set up this microphone here that I've got. If you put, like, certain tags in, like Samsung microphone, because that's what the name of the microphone, and microphone boom or microphone boom arm, and you put all them in as tags, and then people search those keywords, and then yours comes up like top of the list because you put those tags in and you're ranking for it. It's basically search engine optimization. Well, it's very similar on merch. It's just like you're putting the tags in a different section in the bullet points. So yeah, I really get a lot of enjoyment out of the tagging, because I get a lot of enjoyment out of that from YouTube. And obviously on eBay, it's very similar to eBay. You put your tags in your title, and I'm really getting a lot from the designing. So I've also set up Etsy and Printful integration. I've got about 7 designs on there from yesterday. I'm just basically copying my Amazon merch designs over, padding out the Etsy title a little bit with a few more keywords, and basically I'm just watching what Margaret's done and kind of adapting things a little bit and doing things kind of the way I want to do them. And yeah, so a really bad problem has formed, or maybe, well, not for, no, the problem was separate actually, but from that kind of problem, or that kind of low of that problem, I had the idea of making a new revenue source. Now, this could be the kind of the honeymoon phase of getting involved with it, and I might burn out in 2 weeks and I might not do merch again. I don't know, I really don't know. But hopefully, with the look, I really do love doing these designs, hopefully I'll get my keywords right, I'll get the designs right, I'll keep plugging away at it, I'll maybe get my 25 sales in a couple of months or so. I'm not saying this is going to be overnight, because it isn't, I'm going to have to learn. But I might get my 25 sales in the next month to 2 months, hopefully, and then I can tier up to 100, and then I've got a lot more room to play with. I can do a few more different designs. I can do, I don't know what you call it, obverse designs, in where I'm doing like a black on white shirt. Is that like black on, yeah, like black on white and then white on black. So I can do like very similar design, but just flip it around, so one light coloured design, one dark coloured design, because I've got more slots to fill. So yeah, anyway, so that's that. So I wanted to talk about that. I will check in the chat because I've neglected it so much. Ads never has all his eggs in one basket. It's so boring. Like, okay, people say to me like, or I look at people who've got like, a few thousand items on eBay, and they're so excited with eBay and infused with it, and that's great, don't get me wrong, but I look at them and I think, oh, but you can do cryptocurrency, you can do this, you can do that. Don't limit yourself to one thing. Like, spread your wings and take over the world with like 1 billion different income opportunities, and then start doing passive income investing and all these different things, and then they all merge into one, and then you grow this big pot of money, and then you put that into something else, and then it funnels down into this, and oh God, it's so good making money. Like, it's the way you can do it, you know. And it's not about the money. It's about the journey on getting to that money. When you've got the money, when you're like a multi-millionaire or billionaire, it's boring. I mean, do you think Warren Buffett is like, you know, excited about getting more money? He doesn't care about any more money. What he cares about is actually reading through these company reports and stuff, because that's his excitement, reading through these company reports, getting an idea of a company, valuing a company, and then investing in that company. His like excitement doesn't come from the investment or the money. His excitement comes from actually reading the company reports, reading up on the company. That's where the focus shifts once you've got a certain amount of money. It becomes less about the money. The more money you earn, the less it becomes about the money. The more it becomes about your own personal development and growth. I know that this isn't the most, what's the word, valid source, but I was watching an interview with KSI, you know, the big YouTuber, big UK YouTuber, and he said, the more money I earn, the less I give a S anyway, or the less I care or something, he said. And it's true, because the more money you earn, you can just do whatever you want. You can buy whatever you want. You can do with your life whatever you want. If you want to go around the world and hire a guide to show you around the entire world, you can do that. If you want to hire a private jet to do this or whatever. So then, once you've got that level of money, you're just like, well, what do I want to do? And you can truly think to yourself, unbiasedly, away from the side of money, well, I want to do this because I love it, not because I want to get more money, because I don't want to get more money. I've already got a ton of money, so it's not about that anymore. But to me, I'm trying to scale that down. I'm trying to think, well, I haven't got money, so money obviously is going to come into it, but how can I kind of have that millionaire mindset of trying to think, right, well, I want to do something because I love it. And money shouldn't come into it too much. Like, yes, money has got to be a factor, and the money's got to be there, and I've got to see that there is potential for getting money out of whatever this platform is or this investment is. But I want to do it because I 100% love it, not for any other reason. If I hate it, or I even 20% hate it or something, why would I do it? Yes, okay, it might get me for example, on this channel, I could do car boot hunting videos all the time, and I could do car boot hauls all the time, and I would probably double my views, and I would probably get more money each month from doing it. But to tell you the truth, I don't like the car boot hunting videos. I don't like doing them as much. I like doing Thursday talks. I like doing things like that are more, where me comes out a little bit more, and I can be more expressive in that way. So I could do more of those other videos and get more money, but it's not about that, because if I do more of those videos, I sacrifice a piece of myself or a piece of my soul. So I'd rather just do the kind of videos that I like doing, or maybe with a few of those thrown in when I feel like I would enjoy doing them, and then just get the money that I'm going to get at the end of the day, you know. And that's because I've got other income sources. I'm allowed to do that on YouTube in that way, in the way I want to, because I've got other income sources to back me up. If YouTube was my only income source, I would have to be on it so much. I would have to be doing car boot haul videos, I'd have to be doing car boot hunting videos, all the videos that people want to see that will get me more views because it's my only income source, but it's not. So anyway, I'll stop rambling about all the stuff I think of while I am doing work throughout the day, because I mean, my brain, you know what my brain's like. I'm just like, oh my god, there's so much in my brain, and I don't even know how to think of it. I really don't. Right, anyway, right, let me go up, because I know I've missed a ton of chat there, so I apologise. Old opportunity renewed. Has X, this is Adam Kelsey, has an X got back in contact ads? You know I haven't ever had an X anyway. I've had a few things in my life, but I've never had an ex. I won't go into my love life. You don't need to know about that. I do okay. I do okay. Anyway, but I don't have girlfriends. I don't know. I'm not the type of guy to do girlfriends, boyfriends at the moment. You know, I'm kind of like the guy who just, you know, if you're there, you're there. You know, kind of like, I don't want to get too close to you. I want to see you from a distance, kind of thing. Anyway, we won't go into all that. That's a bit kind of other chat. Anyway, but yeah. Let me go down a bit. Glister Sunflower says, hello ad, love the background, thank you very much. Yeah, as I was saying before, it's a background from basically not far from my house. It's where I go on one of my walks. Right then, doing thumbnails is a learning curve, I feel. It is, but I suppose if you can learn the basics of Photoshop, it's so easy. And the problem with me is I have a real addiction with what's known as the warp feature. And what the warp feature does on Photoshop is it allows you to pull the corners of anything, whether it be a person, whether it be a text. It allows you to pull the corners and like warp it into this weird shape, like weird mess. And if you see on the thumbnail of Thursday Talks this episode now, and my previous 2 thumbnails from my last 2 videos, you'll see that I've used the warp function on the text quite a lot. I'm getting a bit addicted to that function, to be honest, but I do not do the warp function, or very, very little, for merch designs, because I just feel, I mean, you can do it and it looks okay, but I just like the kind of straightness of the text in terms of merch. And if I want a little bit of like a different design, then I'll just use a different type of font that maybe is a bit more elaborate or something, or a little bit more curvy. But I won't use the warp function on Photoshop for designs, because I might do in future, you know, if I get to know it a bit better. But at the moment, I'm still not like 100% confident with that warp tool, because I end up just pulling the text like crazy and it just goes all over the place. Yeah, but I mean, I was fine. I did thumbnails in Microsoft Word for ages. Like, Microsoft Word is fine. Not Word, sorry, Paint. Microsoft Paint. Microsoft Paint is fine for thumbnails. I think people get over dramatic with thumbnails. I think like you need to do this major thumbnail. Me included, I still think that. You know, I think that maybe I sometimes do a little bit too. I just go a little bit too crazy on the thumbnails, like, because that's what people like YouTube experts and stuff say you should do. But really, you don't need to do that. And there's plenty of videos out there that have like no thumbnail, but have got like millions upon millions of views. So, you know, it's not all down to the thumbnail or anything. You know, it's not even down to the tags that much anymore on YouTube. Like, it's title is important. Now, metadata is important, but the problem is, for a lot of niches, reselling included, it's very, very hard to rank for your tags now, because everybody tags their videos in reselling. There's a lot more like affiliate marketers in reselling who do videos as well as reselling, so then they know what they're doing in terms of tags. Well, not affiliate marketers, but like internet marketing and stuff, so they already know what they're doing with tags and thumbnails and stuff. So because they're on the scene, that means that obviously they get the highest ranking videos in the search, and then it makes it damn near impossible for you to knock them off that pedestal. But yeah, so I mean, it's hard with YouTube these days with tags, ranking and titling and you know, just video optimization. And even getting your video in the first 24 hours put into the right category, because like the way I understand it, I believe like the YouTube bots will decide in like a certain period on a video what sort of category you fall into, like whether it's like technology or science or whatever it is. And if your video is a reselling video and it gets ranked because of your tags or whatever, you put science or whatever in the tags, or you've not been too specific with the tags, if your video gets put in like science or whatever, it can actually drop the views, because you might not get put in the suggested videos as much. You might not be you know, in the little, you know, that little sort of column, you know, when you've done a video and then that little circle comes on and then it flicks to the next video, it's just about to flick to the next video. I think that there's like little panels and you can see like loads of other different videos. I believe they're called creator suggested content or something like that. And obviously if your tags, or you don't get put into the right category by the bots, and your tags are not good, your title's not good, then you won't show up in that little kind of thing after the video. Yeah, I'm really poor for that. It's something I'm really struggling with YouTube. Like, I can do my tags great, I can do my titling, I can do thumbnails fine, but in terms of like getting that creator suggested, I think it's called, I'm really poor for that. Like, I get ranked for like 3 videos creator suggested, and really you want to be at like 8, sort of 8 to 12 or something, I think, or 8 to 10. So yeah, I'm really poor for that, even though I get my tags right, I get my title right, I put a lot of effort in. Like, behind the scenes, YouTube is like two different parts to YouTube. Like, there's the front thing that everyone sees, like the end content like this now, and then there's the back end, like the editing, the tagging, the titling, the video optimization, just everything, the thumbnail generation, all that kind of side of it. Even like some people go to do advertising for videos, I don't personally, but you know, people do advertising, all that side of it is like not shown, you know, and it's kind of so crazy that, you know, the amount, you can put in double or triple the amount of work behind the scenes, or maybe even more than just the video itself when it goes out, you know?
Use Adobe Illustrator for merch. Photoshop is not vector-based.
I know, but then I've just learned Photoshop and I don't want to learn blooming Adobe Illustrator. Like, Photoshop, of what I'm hearing, is it's like alright from it. I know that what I've heard is that Illustrator is like the bomb, like the best, like the top dog apparently. And then Photoshop is like one down or whatever. But I've just learned Photoshop. I don't want to learn Adobe Illustrator again as well. I tried learning Adobe Premiere Pro for my editing. I use Wondershare Filmora at the moment, but like Adobe Premiere Pro, that is so hard. I tried it on my sales update where that little screen came in, you know, the little thing came from above and then the sales update came in with it and then the music was on. That took me like 45 minutes to get right, because I just can't learn Adobe Premiere Pro. So I don't know, Adobe Illustrator, I mean, I could download it and I could see, I don't know, I could try, and I probably will try in the future, but I know what you mean about that not vector-based, because someone on Merch Talk with Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures, someone on Merch Talk was saying about that that is the letdown about about Photoshop, that it isn't vector-based. So I don't know. I'll probably learn it at some point, but for now I seem to be okay with Photoshop. So I'm just gonna stick to that for a bit and then move on. And maybe when I've got a little bit more time, think about going down the route of Adobe Illustrator.
Right then, I have a few March stuff on Amazon. Do you mean merch? Merch? Or March? Or do you actually mean March? I have a few March stuff on Amazon and don't know if any of them have sold. I'm assuming you mean merch anyway. Yeah, it's
what I think of what I've heard from Margaret and the other people on Merch Talk is that it kind of is a numbers game. You've got to have good keywords, you've got to have a decent design that kind of beats out a lot of the other designs, or most of the other designs. And then you've just got to kind of build up your numbers, and it's very, very hard when you're in like tier 10 or tier 25. So I'm going to struggle. I think I am going to struggle. I think it's going to take a couple of months to get out of that tier 25, but we'll see. I'm enjoying it. I love what I'm doing at the moment with it. I get a lot of passion out of it. I get a lot of love out of designing, even though I never thought I would ever get any love out of designing t-shirts. So I suppose that it's just kind of, I'm doing it for what I love. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But the thing is, like, because I'm not getting any cost in it now, because I'm not buying designs, it's only my time that I'm putting in. And I know that a lot of other people have mentioned this, but because it's only my time, or if you're doing it, it's only your time as well. If whatever you get is a little bit of a reward from it, if I have to put I don't know, 40-50 hours up front before I end up getting starting to get good consistent sales, then that's just going to have to be a cost. And the fact is, at least it's not a kind of monetary cost. In one respect it is, because you could put that time into eBay or whatever and get money back from doing it that way. But I think that spending my time rather than spending money is kind of the business model I like, where you don't have to spend a lot of money as an upfront cost. I have just got a subscription to Merch Research, which I think I needed. I think that now I know how to do the designs, now I know how to do the keywords, I think I needed Merch Research just to up my game a little bit with the keyword side of it, and the just the kind of getting ideas, because doing the designs is actually really quite fast. Like, you can knock out a design once you have an idea and you've got some sort of basic knowledge of Photoshop or Illustrator or whatever it is, or PicMonkey or GIMP or whatever. Once you've got basic knowledge of that, you can knock up a design really quickly, actually. So yeah, once you've got that knowledge, it's just about kind of getting the ideas then. And I think that merch research will really help me over the next few days, getting the ideas, and also finding the best keywords to rank for, and actually being able to think a little bit more outside the box with different keywords that other people haven't thought of in their descriptions and stuff, which then I can hopefully rank for. But that's quite hard doing that. I did try that today with a shirt I was doing. Obviously, I'm not going to share the design, but you know, the shirt I was doing, it was kind of nautical themed, and I was thinking of all these different keywords, but some of the words were kind of trademarked. Now, some words, basically, I found that they're actually okay. They're trademarked as a text thing, but because they're a common word, you should be alright with them. But all my designs have gone live with the, you know, testing those out. They were fine. I made sure that I was asking people, you know, the right people about the designs before I was putting them up, you know, before the keywords, and I put them up and the designs went live, no trouble. But what I found, as I say, is some words that are common words are actually trademarked, but you can actually put those in your keywords and in your titles, and in some cases in your designs, but you've got to be like so careful with that, because as long as it's like a really common word, you're okay to do that. But certain other words, you've got to be, it's very hard. So I would suggest you watch, you know, Texas Gal Treasures, Jay and Callum, obviously, and then there's loads of other merch people on YouTube as well. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well with it. I'm quite happy. Like, not in terms of sales. I've not had a sale yet from, obviously I've had a couple of sales lifetime, but I've not had a sale since I've been starting up the last 3 days. But I'm doing well in terms of my enjoyment for it and my passion for it, and getting a lot out of just doing it. So that's what it's got to be about for me as well.
I agree. What's that? Brill. Not sure if it'll work for me, as I have stock all over. Sold. Oh, if you're going on about Gumtree. I agree, Ad. I don't think you should limit yourself to doing one thing.
Well, you know, there's a lot of people who will say do one thing really well, and that's fine if you've got a certain personality type. But for me personally, I've found I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm not this like kind of guy who just masters one thing. I'd love to be. Honestly, I would. I'd love to just do eBay and be really satisfied with eBay and become a master at it. And by the time I'm 30, 40, 50 or whatever, I can say, I know every trick in the book. I'm awesome at eBay. You know, I've been through hell. I've been through hard times. But you know what? I've come out of it. And I really am, you know, pretty crazy good at eBay. But I'm just never going to be that. I'm going to be the kind of guy who jumps from thing to thing, and just, you know, maybe having 5 different income streams or 6 or 7 different income streams that make up a whole income stream, you know? Not like one thing making up an entire income. And there's nothing wrong with whichever way you do it. It's just, for me personally, I don't get the same enjoyment out of just doing one thing. I like to expand things. I like to do different things, and just, it feels more interesting and more kind of exciting and exhilarating for me. So that's what I do. Anyway, I'll go down and chat a bit more because I'm so far behind. I've just rambled basically today and I ignored the chat, so I apologise. I will get on with a few questions or whatever from the chat. We've got a lot of people in here today, so thanks everyone for joining me. I'd take 5 deep breath, head down to the pub. Oh my god, that's great. I don't know what you were referencing there, James, whether it was Jamie even, whether it was when I was talking about the whole knife situation, or whether I was talking about merch or something, I don't know, but it's still funny. Adam Kelsey, question, Ads, give him that SibK. Oh, no, what, no. I'm not going down that rabbit hole again. I caught you out before reading it out fully. See, I'm getting better at that. Peter says, it's great when you get a sale. a good one, even though you have sold many items before. Yeah, it is. I don't know whether it's just chatting in the chat there, but yeah, it is. I still get a buzz. Like anything over about 50 quid or around that £50 mark, I still get a buzz from selling stuff. If it's like if it's like 5 quid, 10 quid, 20 quid, 30 quid, I get a bit of a buzz, but it's kind of gone a little bit now. When I first started reselling, I used to get a buzz from every single sale for the first like 2 or 3 months. But now it's kind of faded out a bit. Not to say I don't love reselling or anything, but it's just that you get like that, don't you? You just get a little bit like, oh well, it's just a £10 sale, £15 sale. It's all great. It'll go towards the monthly total or whatever, but you don't kind of get, oh yeah, really excited. And especially this month, because this month has been very, very weird. It's been like the first week or two of May, and I know a lot of other people have experienced this, have been dead. They've actually been just completely dead. There's been few sales here and there. It's not been very good. It's been very inconsistent. But I've kind of had this little joke with myself, because I've been looking at the eBay overview hub thing, and you have that little graph with all the days of the month or whatever. I've been looking at the last 3 to 4 weeks of it, and every single Wednesday, for whatever reason, has been fairly okay. Now, even this week, and the ban. Oh, by the way, I didn't even say the ban. It has been lifted now. The ban went from Saturday to Tuesday, so I'm back listing now. But yeah, basically, even when I had just finished the ban on the Wednesday, was it yesterday? I still did a really good Wednesday. So I've been kind of having this joke with myself that it's something to do with Wednesdays, because for the past 4 weeks, it's kind of like Wednesdays are like up there, and then all my other days are like, all this kind of thing. And yeah, but Wednesdays are randomly like a little spike or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know. Usually it's my weekends that have been good, but I tell you what, in May, I might have had one good weekend. By good, I don't even mean that good. I'm meaning maybe 300 to 400 over the 2 days, and that's okay, but it's not like anything mega, 300 or 400 over 2 days, 150 a day. It's okay, but it's not mega or anything. So, yeah, but on Saturday, I did 23 quid on eBay. That's how low it was. Sunday picked up again. I was like 150 or something, but, it's just... Anyway, it's just like, this weekend was so low, and I'm thinking to myself, what is going on with it? What is going on? But people are saying it's summer. Well, it's not summer, but it's coming up to summer. Weather's nice, all that sort of stuff. So, I don't know. It could be something to do with that. It could be to do with, I don't know what else it could be to do with, really. Maybe promoted listings has an effect in terms of a negative effect, because what I found with promoted listings on eBay is when you... basically, when you set it up and you set campaigns up, you'll have like really good sales for the first week or whatever, or just shy of a week, and then it'll slowly drop off. And you can actually see this on your graphs. Like on my graph for my campaign of promoted listings, it will actually look like kind of this steady decline. It'll be like right up here, and then it'll go all the way down like that, my graph. So I think that promoted listings, after a while, that can kind of flatten out a bit, so that doesn't give you the same impact. So I don't know, it might be to do with that. I need to renew my campaigns again, and set up a new campaign, which hopefully will give it like a new identification number in eBay for that campaign, and then they will promote it more heavily at the start of the campaign. That's what I'm kind of thinking might happen. That's like a little theory of mine, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, it might be to do with that, it might be to do with the weather, it might be to do with the time of year. We are entering that kind of slow eBay summer. But I don't know, I mean, last year, my July was awesome. So, yeah, I mean, you can't ever say that the summer's entirely slow, because sometimes, some years, the summer will actually be pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, you could say it's something to do with that, but... Yeah, I just can't buy it as much. It just seems very inconsistent this year compared to last. And I know that I've said this every week on Thursday Talks, but I do feel there's something there. It's like, I feel like there's some sort of theory or like conspiracy thing going on. I just really think it like the way I'm looking at my sales and the way I'm comparing it to last year and stuff, and it just seems a bit odd. Like, I think I'm still around the same or just below or just up. I can't even remember, to be honest, but it just seems very inconsistent, the way it's happening, the way it's kind of being laid out over the course of the days and the weeks and the months. It just seems very weird. But anyway,
I'll go down the chat again because I won't ramble too much longer there. Actually, I'll just go up slightly. I'm not even going to attempt to read all the chat, so I apologise. But I'll try and just pick out a few questions. Obviously, if you can, just put question in bold on the chat, just so when I'm scrolling up and down, I can actually see it. Thank you, Adam Kelsey, as well, for doing that. Mia says, yeah, it's Mia, isn't it? I always want to say Maya. That's why. I always want to say Maya, but anyway, it's Mia. My sales haven't been very good today. Birthday was yesterday and had a good couple of days off from it. Sold only about 3 things, better than nothing. Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, are you actually? I think you're quite new to Reselling, aren't you? So it's not gonna, when you even in your first 6 months or a year, you're not gonna be able to get any level of consistency unless you're like maybe in the first 3 to 6 months you're really hammering it. Like, I'm talking, you're listing 20, 30 items a day most days, then you might get some more consistency a little bit sooner. But really, you need to be listing like quite a lot if you're in that sort of first 3 months, first 6 months, first 12 months to build up that inventory to build up that the business, basically. That's kind of what I did. And then in 2016, I had like a real ramp up where I was listing a lot of items, and then that got me well up to probably about 600-700 listings. And then from there, I've just kind of steadily grown at my own pace because I don't need to like really mega push it anymore. Although I am still slowly, just slowly growing up a little bit with regards to my inventory. But yeah, I think when you're new, you've got to kind of just keep putting in the work, and you've just got to hope. Well, not hope, but you've just got to know. You've just got to understand that one day that work that you're putting in now will pay off, in the form of consistent sales down the road. But so yeah, but hope is the wrong word. I don't like to use the word hope because it's kind of like a kind of a false word. It kind of makes you think, well, I could hope to do that. Whereas if you say, I will do that, or I'm going to do that, then it gives you a better mindset, like you will actually achieve that. Whereas if you say, I hope to achieve that, it's kind of like you're on crutches already with regard to your idea. You're thinking you're already not in a completely positive mindset with it. You're already thinking, oh well, can I actually do this, or can't I do this and stuff. It's very much the same as kind of saying can't. So I like to use will. Obviously, sometimes in conversation I end up saying hope anyway, but yeah, but I do like to use like words like that. It was a teacher in college actually who sadly passed away when we were continuing our studies, and really lovely guy, and basically he was saying to me, when he was pulling me up on my writing, I was doing like assignments basically in college level, university level. And I always used to put, I hope, in this assignment, I hope to illuminate you on, let's say, the current political state of da-da-da, or whatever it was, whatever, I don't even know, but I would always say, I hope, whereas my tutor would always say, this man would say, don't put I hope, put I will, because it firms the reader's expectation that you will deliver on this subject, and it makes them think, actually, you know what, I'm going to continue reading this because he's obviously in a mindset which he is going to deliver on what he is promising to do in this assignment. So yeah, I try and do that. I try and still do that when I'm writing and stuff, but it was very sad that he passed away. I was absolutely shocked. He was an older gentleman, but he wasn't really old. I think he was about 63, 64. So I was shocked, and it was really sad for me because he had taught me a lot in my kind of studies, and that's why I kind of like to bring that information that he's taught me and other people
have taught me kind of forward in the things I do, because it's kind of like it's a part of their teachings, and I think that's nice to do when someone's passed away or something, kind of taking that from them and bringing it into the future, you know, into the new world and whatever. And I would hope that maybe these ramblings that I'm saying right now, maybe in 2070 or whatever, if YouTube is still around, and maybe I'm really, really old, or maybe I'm gone, I'm not sure, but, you know, whatever the circumstances, someone, a younger kid like myself, who's 22 in 2070 or whatever, who would be born in 2048, which makes me sound very, very old, which I will be at the time, but, yeah, I would hope that they would take these ramblings and think, you know what, I'm going to carry that on, or I'm going to try, you know, I'm going to put some of that inspiration into my work, like with comedians, you know, with a generation of comedians, a lot, you know, the new generation takes inspiration from the older generation, and generally they're recycling a lot of the old things, the old jokes, but putting a little bit of a twist on it to stamp themselves, you know, as a comedian, their kind of genre or their style, but they are taking, in essence, a thing from that older generation, and I think that's quite nice to do in a way. So anyway, I'm rambling again. Sorry, I can't stop rambling today. I'm like, oh god. Anyway. Stu Mandry says, have I missed the stupid mistake? Yes, you have. Do you want me to repeat it, or are you happy just to go back to the start of the video? Because I don't really want to repeat it. I am so embarrassed about that mistake, because it's like beginner seller level stupidity, really. And I did make a bad mistake, and yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to repeat it. I'm not. Just go back to the start of the video. Just go back to the start of the video. Oh, right, okay, someone said, I think someone said it, Peter Ray, yes, Stu, ads put a carving knife on eBay and got banned for 3 days. Oh god, why do I have to keep repeating it? It sounds so bad. Anyway, I'm going to go in a sec. I'll just quickly go to the bottom of the chat. I'm sorry that I've not even, like, looked at the chat that much, but, oh, who's that in there? Oh no, maybe it's not. Thought I saw someone I knew in the chat there. Let me just go up a bit. Question, how is Electra? She is fine. Oh, I don't even know. Did I say... Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Last week I did say, didn't I, she was 1. Yeah, so she was 1 last week. She just had a mouse again. You know what she's like. She's really feisty. You never see her in here now on Thursday Talks or anything, because she's just out all the time. She just loves it outside, and... yeah, she's getting a bit bigger, but to be honest, I would have thought she would have grown, you know, I would have thought she would have grown a lot more by now. I thought she'd maybe be like, well, I mean, I don't even know what size she is roughly, like that, I don't know, but, I would know if I saw her again, but I've not got a very good memory for size. That sounds a bit wrong, that does, but anyway, yeah, so she's quite big, but I thought she would have grown bigger by now. But I believe that when they're a year, they're still not quite fully grown. They are classed as an adult once they get over a year. They stop being classed as a kitten. I'm not sure whether they are classed as an adult completely, but they stop being classed as a kitten. But they do still grow a little bit, so I suppose she might have a bit of growing left to do, but we'll see. Electra Carmen, you dark horse ad. Oh, God. Bloody hell. And now I know that name. Is it off some sort of TV show or something? Jamie has a question. How much money on average do you make a month reselling ads? And do you pay yourself a salary? I understand if you don't want to answer the question. Well, it's kind of... I don't pay myself a salary. I go off about £1,000, sorry, £500 to £1,000 I can take out of the business comfortably. If I want to save that, if I want to invest that, whatever, that's what I go off in terms of my wages. So it's anywhere from 500 to 1,000. I do not have a standing order. I don't mind standing orders. I have other standing orders set up for my business. But I don't want another standing order coming out of my account each month, because I don't mind standing orders, but I just don't want like loads of standing orders coming out of my account. I'm well aware that when I get my own house, I'm going to have to do that anyway, and it's going to annoy me seeing all that money coming out of the account. But anyway, for now, I just take a wage out of the business of between 500 and 1,000 each month, and that goes into my personal bank account. But in terms of reselling turnover, I do, I'd say like just under £3 on eBay, and then currently at the moment Amazon is pretty low. It's about 600 a month. Now normally Amazon would be about 1,000 to 1,500. That's where it was most of last year. It was consistently 1,000 to maybe 1,500, that sort of range. But because I've not been sending in stuff, I've not been finding stuff, it's very, very hard to get to that 1,000. I've not managed to do it the last few months. Then I've got YouTube. I don't take any cryptocurrency income out yet. I'm just filtering that back into the investment. Cabinet, yeah, YouTube I've already said. And then hopefully merch and that on top at a later date. But in terms of all told, probably about 3,600 or 3,500, maybe close to the 4,000 or just over on a decent month in terms of, you know, January to maybe, or February to maybe September, and then in Q4 that's a different story. It goes mad in Q4. But profit on that is all determined because what I do on a monthly basis is I write down my stock cost. So some months what I'll do is I'll write down my cost of stock, what am I trying to say? Cost of stock, that's what I'm trying to say. So I'll write down my cost of stock at the end of the month, you know, I'll be totting it up and that throughout the month. And some months I won't make hardly any money because that's what's called, I think it's called cash flow accounting or something, or cash flow profit. I think it's cash flow profit, where basically you do it on a monthly basis and one month you'll spend a load of money on stock and it'll appear as if you've not made much money. And then the next month, because you've not spent as much on stock, hardly anything on stock, but you've been basically processing all that stuff you bought the previous month, the next month you'll make a massive net profit. So I can't really say it month by month that, you know, I make X amount of net profit per month, because if I have a massive purchase, it will appear in that month that I've made a really, really low net profit, but actually the next month, because I've not spent much money the next month and I've been processing that stuff, as I mentioned, the net profit will go through the roof. So it's very, very hard to say net profit, but in terms of turnover is generally between that 3 and 4k. A few good months over 4k, Q4 anything between 5 and 7 or 5 and 8,000, and then my net profit goes up considerably then as well. I try in Q4 to, you know, certainly December, to kind of limit my spending a little bit, and then that makes room for more profit. But if I need to spend on a massive purchase, a massive deal that is just too good to be true, then I'll spend that, and then I've got that stock ready for the next Q4. And, you know, basically you're putting your December profit into stock. That's what you're doing. But anyway, I'll leave it there in terms of that question. But yeah, it's very hard to judge, but yeah, that's kind of my turnover. My profit can be all over the place, you know, but then when you look at, the key is when you look at it at the end of the year, when you do a net profit, when you do a profit and loss account for the end of the year, for the entire year, that's when your profit needs to be good. If you've got one month where your profit is like just a few hundred, and then you've got one month where your profit is like, you know, 2,000 or something, it'll average out, and then at the end of the year, when you do your what I call my master profit and loss account, it will then work out that overall you've made a certain amount of money. And that's the figure you need to be looking at, that net profit at the end of the year. Don't worry so much about how it fluctuates month to month in terms of what I was talking about that cash flow profit. I'll have to look into that a little bit more, because I'm not sure whether that's the right term or not. But basically, as I said, it's when your profit can appear lower because you've had a big spend one month, and the next month your profit can appear really, really high because you've not spent much. But anyway, I won't ramble about it any longer because I've just said that about 4 times.
So yeah, anyway, someone in the chat might tell you about what that term is actually called.
Ads, will you explain accounting in a vid for people like me? I did a video a while ago about accounting, and I got told by a few people, not in a horrible way or anything like that, they just, you know, pointed out the fact that maybe I shouldn't be doing accounting videos in terms of, because I'm not a certified accountant, and I'm inclined to agree with them really nowadays. I know that like Nick and other people stay away from kind of accountancy videos because we're not accountants, you know. If I have, for example, if I ever meet someone, a friend, a lover, a spouse, whatever it be, and they are a certified accountant, what I will do, if I can, if they will do this for me, I will hopefully get them to do a video, and then they can explain it with more certainty. But obviously, I mean, I can tell you what I'm doing, but I don't want to get myself into trouble, and I don't want to get, you know, you guys into any trouble for if I said the wrong thing or I made a mistake or whatever, and then it gets us all into a load of crap or something. So it's kind of like, I don't really want to do that, but I might do something with a certified accountant in the future on YouTube as a video, because then I'm more confident with that kind of video. Ads, what, I knew someone would mention this. Ads, what's that line on the green screen? Anyone else see it by Ads' head? Yeah, what that is, I'll flick onto the green screen myself here. What that, just move out of it. That line there, like there, that goes like up there. I don't know where I'm pointing, but it's like there. And then there's another one that crosses the other. Oh god, I can't even do this with my hand. There's another one that crosses the other side. Basically, at the back of the green screen, there's these like little what do you call them? Like fold out. They fold out in like a little concertina type shape, and basically that's what those are, because the green screen at the back isn't lit properly. It's actually just daylight behind it, so the daylight is shining onto the back of the green screen and creating these effects with the little concertina things that I use to pull it up and down. So yeah, that's what that is. I knew someone would comment on it. I do apologise about that, but if I shut the curtains, basically what happens is the green screen goes very, very fuzzy, and it's not as good quality. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. I'll hopefully find at some point a little remedy for that. But yeah, anyway, at the moment it's not too bad. You can just about see it, but obviously I'm covering up the worst of it when I stand there, kind of covering up that back just behind my neck there. Anyway, I'll leave it there because we've just gone over the hour. Thank you everyone for your questions and stuff. If you have any questions, comments or queries after the video, if you're watching after the live stream, put them down below. I'll be more than happy to kind of get to them, answer them and stuff. And yeah, I will leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for everyone for joining me, as always. Most of my regulars are in. Oh, also, I wanted just to say as well, I think Steve Green's in the chat. So I wanted just to say to Steve Green, shout out to Steve Green, because I've been watching his videos recently, and they've been absolutely cracking. I absolutely love your videos. So yeah, I really do think Steve should have a lot more subscribers than he does. So if his name is in the chat, maybe he's up the chat further or something. If his name is in the chat, click on the three little dots by his name and click go to channel and go over there, show him some love, give him a subscribe. I'll probably put his link in the description as well just after this live stream, because I think he deserves way more subs than he has. It's just that kind of no-nonsense reselling channel, you know, informative, a lot, you know, funny, humorous, kind of just chilling out, doing his own thing, and that's what I love about his videos really. So yeah, just I'll put a link in the description after the stream, and if you are in the chat now, go to his name and click the little three dots. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, guys. I will see you very soon. I might even do a merch video at some point in the next few weeks. I'll get to grips with it a little bit more, and then I'll do a merch video, and because I think I'd kind of like to document that journey on my channel, and it is somewhat reselling related. But yeah, so I'll keep you up to date with that. And what else? There'll be another video on Saturday, I think. I'll probably do a sales update tomorrow. I'll probably record it tomorrow and get it out for Saturday. So another video Saturday. And I'm going to see my cabinet on Monday, which is going to be the first time I've seen it in its new setting. So, well, not the first time I've seen it, but the first time I'll actually see how it's done in terms of money-wise. So I will probably do a video on that as well. So if you want to keep up to date about how that's going, now I'm inside the antique centre opposed to being outside the antique centre, then watch that video as well. But anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. I've just rambled far too much. So see you very soon, guys. Thank you for watching.